Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Obito took Naruto Part 2. As some of you might be able to tell, yes, my voice has changed quite a bit from last time. I'm less tired, I'm more energetic. I did take quite a bit of a rest today, and I will continue this what if. Last time we left off with Naruto actually training for a year or so with Obito, and now he's 7. He's 7, and there is still a bit of time before the Uchiha Massacre, around 10 months, since it happens when Sasuke was 7 to 8. I'll say 8 because it was during when Sasuke actually started the academy, and he came back late after one day training session after the academy. Yeah, that's why. But I searched up, I did some research. It said 7, which kind of confused me since the academy is only like 4 years. And anyway, so Naruto keeps training. This time, by now Nagato is already gone. Pain replaced Nagato somewhere else, and Naruto was like, where's older brother Nagato to Conan, and Conan's like, oh, he's resting. Older brother Pain will take over, and Pain treated Naruto the same. The paths of Pain were all different, and all kinda had, well, only Pain was there. The other paths were stored away somewhere else. Only used when there was an attack or they had to capture a tail beast. Anywho, Naruto actually trains with them. He learns new techniques. As I said last part, he did develop a lightning style ninjutsu called the Purple Lightning. Before he made it himself, and this was from Obito actually witnessing the Chidori and thinking maybe he could teach Naruto, since Naruto actually shows that he has 3 chakra natures. I know I gave him all 5, but first he shows all 3, well, 3 of them, and then over time all 5, and he has quite a bit of techniques. Naruto, as I said, he's actually low tier Jonin level, and by this time Tsuki actually trained way harder. Sasuke is low tier Chunin, while Tsuki is actually high tier Chunin, and Naruto is actually stronger than both of them. Tsuki actually has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan because of hard work and dedication. And her motivation is literally finding Naruto and bringing him back. Anyway, a few months pass. Tsuki keeps training until she actually becomes high tier. Well, she actually surpasses high tier Chunin level, and Sasuke actually arrives to high tier Chunin level. She's now a low tier Jonin level, and Naruto kept refining his skills to a point that now he's actually a high tier Jonin level. Yes, he's like Kakashi, not Kakashi level, a bit under him, but he is close to Kakashi's level already because of Naruto's experience. And Naruto has been actually training in his chakra control, and he's pretty much masters every technique that Obito could actually give him. Well, techniques that Naruto would be able to learn. He wouldn't be able to learn some other techniques, but Obito actually did teach him the summoning jutsu, and he actually acquired a summoning contract. The easiest one he found was a toad one. Yes, I still want to give Naruto the toad summoning, and the toads really didn't know who Naruto was, so they just played off and said alright. And Naruto now has the toad summoning, and Jiraiya hasn't been told about this. He will be told later on in the story when he actually returns to the village. Anyway, Naruto is now training on his own, and one day he was training so hard he actually ran out of chakra, and he woke up in his mindscape. Naruto was like, this must be my mind, since I am unconscious, because Naruto can feel that he's not moving IRL. Anyway, so he's walking around until he comes across a massive cage, and then he sees a red eye, 2 red eyes glowing inside it, and then the full 9 tails is shown, and Naruto's like, the nine-tailed fox, huh? And Kuroma's like, What do you want, kid? After leaving the village, you want to come back to me? Huh. And he doesn't mean it like, oh, why'd you leave the village? He doesn't really care. And Naruto's like, did you even care about the village? And Chroma's like, I hated it. And you should hate it too, after all they've done to you. But kind of surprised me, a kid like you would actually leave. And Naruto's like, what do you mean? And Chroma's like, oh, I thought you'd decline the masked man's offer, since you do like that Uchiha girl, don't you? And Naruto's like, don't talk about Tsuki ever again, you fox. And he leaves his mindscape, and Koromo's like, if only he knew who the masked man really was. If only he knew that even the full Hokage struggled. Well, didn't struggle. He doesn't actually know about the fight. If what he means by struggled is that the fourth Hokage did struggle against the Nine Tails because of all the panic that was happening. In the end, he ended up in his death. But the true culprit of this was Obito. Anyway, so Obito's actions led up to a lot of people's death. Anywho, a few months pass. In fact, 10 months pass, and Obito then tells Naruto, I see you've learned a lot of jutsus. Would you want to learn more? Because he wants Naruto to be an asset to the Akatsuki. And Naruto's like, yeah, of course I want to learn more. Why not? And Naruto says it in a deep voice. Well, not really deep. Like, he says it excitingly, but at the same time with a dull look in his face. And Conan can actually see that Naruto is always in pain. So for some reason, she doesn't know why, but she can see Naruto whenever he's by himself. She can see Naruto in pain, or whenever he gives a smile, it's always a broken and painful smile. And she's like, I wish I could find out more about Naruto, but I don't have time for it. And Obito's like, we shall procure you a scroll of sealing from the Leaf Village with a lot of techniques, and you shall learn some. Okay, Naruto. And Naruto's actually intrigued by hearing the name of the Leaf Village, and Naruto's like, let me guess, I'll have to go there as well to take it. And Obito's like, yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure people must have already found out that you left, but here, it is your birthday after all. Let me give you this. Yes, it was Naruto's birthday, October 10th now. And this happened a bit before the Uchiha massacre. So Uchiha massacre happened around, like, I'll say after New Year's. So basically when Tsuki and whatever, I'll be explaining it. So you guys get the gesture of it. So Naruto gets a mask similar to Toby's. Well, Obito's. Naruto still hasn't seen Obito's face, and he's like, oh, thank you. And he puts it on, and only one of his eyes show. And Naruto's like, why is it like yours? I don't have a Sharingan though. And Obito's like, would you like one? And Naruto's like, no, I'm good. And Naruto really didn't want a Sharingan because he knows that if he has one, well, he's been explained to that if anyone that is not an Uchiha and has a Sharingan, they won't be able to turn it off. So his one will be permanently on, which would annoy him quite a bit, since people will just find out that he has a Sharingan, and he'd rather not. And he's pretty strong on his own. And a few months pass, and the Uchiha massacre still happens. Of course, Tsuki's actually left devastated. Not only did her crush leave the village in front of her eyes, and she did nothing to stop it. She was too scared. But now even her parents are dead, and her own brother killed them. Tsuki and Sasuke did train together on that day, so they came back home late. They came back. They were back at home. They came back home late, and Tsuki and Sasuke were put under the Genjutsu. Tsuki, once she woke up, she wasn't like Sasuke. She wasn't like, I'm going to kill Itachi. Tsuki was more like, I'll find out why he did this. Why would you kill mom and dad? Elder brother, why? and she was more like, just what's the reason? And Sasuke's like, I'm gonna kill Itachi. And the ninja ways actually changed. Tsuki's not only Tsuki's dream now is not only to bring back Naruto, but also to know find out the reasoning behind the Uchiha massacre, and why did Itachi do this. So while that was happening, Naruto did actually find out about the Uchiha massacre, and he was kind of sad for Mikoto. But then, out of nowhere, a new member of the Akatsuki was introduced, and this is where the most of the members are getting recruited now. And it was Itachi Uchiha. Itachi knew nothing about Naruto's where Naruto went, even though he was one of the ones to help out to search for Naruto. He was kind of worried since his little sister actually he knew that she had a crush on him anyway, and he was really surprised. A kid with blonde hair actually was there and had a mask on, and he asks Toby, who might that be now? And Toby's like, shall we show? Do you want to show your face, or do you want to keep it a secret? And Naruto's like, there's no need to keep it a secret. After all, he'll find out eventually. And he takes off his mask, and so Itachi's suspicions were actually correct. That was Naruto, and he was kind of surprised, but he was actually shocked. Not even surprised. Shocked is a better way to explain Itachi's feelings, and he really didn't know what to do, and he was confused. And he's like, why would a kid his age join the Akatsuki? He's a Jinchuriki himself. Does he not know that he'll be sealed away? And Naruto does know that, and currently he just doesn't really care. After what happened to him, he was ready to die, and he really doesn't care if he dies or gets sealed away. But of course that will change over time. Then a few new members join. This time I'll say that Hidan wasn't actually recruited. No, actually, I'll say that Sasori wasn't actually recruited, and it was Kisame who replaced Sasori. Sasori actually stayed in the village, and he kept helping the village out, and of course by village I mean the Sand Village, since he is from the Sand Village anyway. Kisame is there, and since Naruto replaces Kisame in his team with Itachi, Naruto is placed with Itachi, since they both leave Shinobi, and they might understand each other. And Obito is like, alright, I'll let them to be together. After all, they all leave Shinobi, and he does his own thing. A few and now we will actually stop covering Naruto and because Naruto now is only doing missions to increase spread out the name of the Akatsuki, and to actually gain some money for the Akatsuki to use for resources anyway. While that was happening over these few months, over these few years, not even months, I completely forgot. What I was about to say again. Years, 4 years have passed. Naruto's now 12, and he's actually really strong. And over these 4 years, all the Akatsuki members were recruited now, and they started doing missions. Naruto kept training. Even Itachi taught him a few new things, like the Fire Phoenix Jutsu. The where he does a little fireball and then full shuriken inside there. The thing that he did in the War Arc, pretty OP. It's like a shotgun, and if he hits a close range, also he learns the Fire Dragon Jutsu. The Fire Dragon blasts. The thing that Itachi did against Sasuke. Also, he learns the substitution jutsu. Itachi's one, and Naruto's like, this is really cool. Thank you, Itachi, and his son. Yes, he calls Itachi his older brother because Itachi really doesn't mind it, and he's happy for Naruto. He's learning, but at the same time, he has told the third Hokage once when they were in the mission. He actually got a bit of time to himself since Naruto had to go to the restroom, and he actually had wrote it prior to this mission. the night before, and he really didn't have any choice to send it out, and he summoned the crow, and the crow went off with the message. The third Hokage actually received the message, and he was told that Naruto is safe, he's with him, and the third was that, and then Itachi's like, there's no need to, there will be no need to send a letter back because he won't have a chance to send it again. This was really lucky, and he was gonna get caught if he done it again. Anyway, Itachi explains everything that Naruto has learnt. Well, Naruto has all 5 chakra natures and everything. He's a prodigy, and also he is pretty sharp for his age. And Itachi gives an evaluation of his ninja rank, and at the end says, Naruto, if I had to say, Naruto would be top tier Jonin level. And that really was like, wait, what? Hold up, Naruto top tier Jonin level. And Hiruzen realized how big of a mistake it was for leaving Naruto alone when he was just a 5-year-old, well, since the age of 4, and he made a massive mistake, and he regrets everything. But he is with Itachi, and Itachi would protect him. He's pretty sure of it. Anyway, now we cover Tsuki. Tsuki and Sasuke. Sasuke's actually gone dark. Tsuki was always light and dark because she wanted to keep herself together, or she was going to lose sight of her dreams. Anyway, a few months pass after they start the academy. Well, they restart the academy, and they're on the last year, and the exam begins, the final exam. Tsuki actually does the shadow clone jutsu and passes with flying colors, and Sasuke does the clone jutsu since he doesn't know the shadow clone jutsu. It takes too much chakra. Tsuki has actually more chakra than Sasuke here, and they both get put in Team 7 because they both have the Sharingan. And Sakura is actually there as well, and Sakura is like so Tsuki actually replaces Naruto here, since there is no Naruto, and Kiba is still there. Since last time in my wife Naruto was betrayed, I replaced Kiba with Tsuki, and since Naruto's not here, I have to replace Naruto with Tsuki, and Tsuki's pretty strong. Team 7 is actually the strongest already because Sasuke by now is actually he's still high tier Chunin, and Tsuki is actually mid tier Jonin now with the training she's done, and she actually got separated from her brother because Sasuke was acting up, saying because once he's like, I'm going to kill Itachi, and Tsuki is like, no, you're not going to kill Itachi, we're going to find out the reason, and we're going to change his ways. And Sasuke actually tried to kill Tsuki, but in the end there was a big fight, and their little house was actually burned down, and Tsuki was actually strangling Sasuke, and then the third Hokage stopped everything, and they were moved out of the Uchiha district, and now Tsuki actually lived in the same apartment Naruto used to live, and that actually made her a bit more sad, but at the same time happy that she gets to see where Naruto actually lived, and she could see the place is pretty dull. The place was renewed, well, not renewed. Everything was taken out. Everything that belonged to Naruto. His clothes were actually burnt, and everything he had was recycled, all the furniture, and they gave Tsuki new furniture. So Tsuki's room is different from Naruto's, more organized. So anyway, the next day, just saying, the music incident still happens, just that in the end Iruka actually saves a different kid, and he tells him, oh, there is no shortcut to being a ninja. And then Kakashi actually appears and says, alright, I'll take Mizuki down, and he takes Mizuki down. Anyway, now it's the next day, and the teams are actually announced, of course, on this day. I just said that Team 7 was I already told you the teams. They're all the same except for Naruto not being there and Tsuki being in his place. So the day after, they actually meet up with Kakashi on that day, and they do give their dreams. It's actually very similar, except for Tsuki. She's like, I want to bring back my friend Naruto back to the village, and Sasuke really didn't know about Naruto's existence because Tsuki never told Sasuke, and the only person that knew was actually Kakashi, who actually helped out to try to find Naruto. And she says, my dream is to bring back my friend Naruto and to understand why my brother, well, why the man who killed my whole clan did it, why he killed my whole clan. Anyway, the next day, the bell test actually began, and the bell test was really different. They all spread out, and Suki was smart enough to understand that this was meant to be all about. This is all about teamwork, because common knowledge, if you know anything about ninjas, like the Genin, not even ninjas, Genin, they all have a team of 1 Jonin and 3 Genin. So Tsuki understood straight away that Kakashi is lying, and this is all about teamwork. So she actually body flickers. Yes, she can use the body flicker real good, and she body flickers to Sakura and body flickers with her to Sasuke, and explains that this is all about teamwork, and if they don't use teamwork, they will lose. And Sasuke kind of has a grudge against Tsuki, but then Tsuki's like, listen, younger brother, I'm older than you have to listen to me. And Sasuke kind of says shut up. Well, he doesn't kind of say it. He says shut up, and then Tsuki's like, remember, I'm stronger than you, I'll kill you if I have to. And Tsuki actually got a dark tone, and Sakura abided in saying, no, you can't kill Sasuke-kun. And Tsuki's like, then tell your beloved Sasuke to work together, or we won't pass this exam. Sasuke, didn't you say you wanted to kill Itachi? Do you really think if you don't even become a Genin, you'll be able to do that? And Sasuke then says, God damn it, you always get in my way. And Tsuki's like, anyway, listen to my plan. Sakura, you'll be the diversion. You'll start throwing kunais and everything, that every single ninja tool you have, and then me and Sasuke will come from each side, left and right, and do 2 fireball jutsus. And then while we take on Kakashi Sensei, you'll try to take the bells away from him, okay? And that actually kind of works. Just that once the 2 fireballs actually collide after Kakashi actually dodges it, it actually leaves an area of effect, which means that the battleground was on fire, and Tsuki was there, god damn it, and she says water style, water shockwave. Yes, I didn't mention that Tsuki's abilities. Tsuki actually has 3 chakra natures. They were the same as, well, not the same as Naruto. Instead of wind, or instead of lightning, instead of earth, she doesn't have earth. She has all other 4 except for the earth release. So she has lightning, water, fire, and wind. And she says water style, water shockwave, and then sorry. Kakashi was stunned at this. He's like, wait, hold up, wait, chill, what? First you know the fireball jutsu, which a Genin should not know, and then you just come out with an A rank ninjutsu. Are you good? And then Tsuki, well, he doesn't really say it. He thinks of it, and he's like, wow, these guys are pretty good. And then while that was happening, Sasuke actually comes in with a Lion's Barrage, and Kakashi is like, pretty good taijutsu, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sasuke is like, shut up and give me the bells, and he actually tries to take them, and then Tsuki comes in. Tsuki's taijutsu is actually, well, Tsuki's fighting style is actually more acrobatic than compared to others. It's more like the fight against Tsuki and Kakashi was a bit like the fight against in the War Arc, Kakashi versus Obito. Tsuki was actually flipping around and everything, and Naruto's fighting style was actually similar to that as well. It's actually pretty similar, pretty much exactly the same. Anyway, that was happening, and Tsuki actually was able to kick Kakashi, and Kakashi was pretty impressive Tsuki. And then Sasuke is like, fire style, fireball jutsu, and Tsuki's like, well done, and she backflips away, and Kakashi is there, alright then, water style, water wall, and basically slams his, and I know the water wall comes out, the water from the water wall comes out of his mouth, or comes out of someone's mouth, but Kakashi actually, I'll say that Kakashi can actually slam his hand on the ground and water comes out of it. And while that was happening, there was a big cloud of steam, and this is when Sakura snuck up to Kakashi, and she actually was able to grab the bells, but then Kakashi actually poofed, and it was just a substitution jutsu. And then Sasuke is like, god damn it, we got tricked. And then Kakashi appears again and says, "You will pass." And Tsuki's like, "Yes, I knew it." And Kakashi's like, so you knew this was all about teamwork, right? And Tsuki's like, why did we work as a team then? And Kakashi's like, alright, you guys can have lunch. In fact, I'll offer you to lunch. And Sasuke's like, I'm good. I'd rather take the lunchbox. And Tsuki was like, I'd rather go to Ichiraku Ramen and have my own lunch. And then she's like, Sakura, you can have it. And then Sakura's like, oh, thank you. And follows Sasuke. And Kakashi's like, hey, Tsuki, I want to ask you a question before you go. And Tsuki's like, yes, Kakashi sensei. And then he brings up the topic about Naruto. And Tsuki actually gets serious now. And Kakashi asks what happened 4 years ago. Well, not even 4. 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago. And Tsuki explains it again. And Kakashi's like, did you ever describe the man's clothing? And Tsuki's like, that never came to my mind. But from what I could recall, he was wearing a black cloak with red clouds on it. And Kakashi's like, my suspicions were right. That man must have been in the Akatsuki. It must be a member of the Akatsuki then. And Tsuki's like, wait, what? And Kakashi's like, this is a secret. Only a certain few people know. But since your dream is to bring back Naruto, I thought that you should know about this. And Kakashi explains that the Akatsuki are an organization that are actually making a name for themselves for doing missions, for being an organization that gets hired by people to do dirty work, like for example, killing someone, or attacking someone, or for example, not building. It's mostly ninja stuff. And Kakashi then tells the Hokage, and the Hokage understands, and understands why Tsuki must have missed out that. And the Hokage was pretty much out of his head as well, because Naruto just disappeared and he really didn't think of the clothes. But he's like, alright, we shall keep out. I shall tell Jiraiya. But of course, the Hokage already knew, because he got that letter from Itachi. Anyway, now we skip a few days, and Tsuki was in the middle of a mission, a D-rank mission, and they just finished it. And then she's like, I wonder, is that place still there? And she actually goes to that place, when Naruto and Tsuki, Tsuki actually took Naruto once, and she actually sees a piece of clothing, and it was actually Naruto's ripped shirt that Naruto once actually left there. Yes, and Tsuki was like, this was here for so long. And she actually starts reminiscing, and this is something that sparks something in her, and she realizes that she needs to train way harder. And she actually goes up to the Kakashi asking for help in training. And Kakashi's like, may I know what kind of training you want to do? And Tsuki's like, I want to learn a technique strong enough to protect all my friends. And Kakashi's like, do you know your chakra nature? And Tsuki's like, yes, I have 4 in fact. Then Kakashi's eyes widen. His only eye is like, wait, hold up. And says, and asks, what are they? And Tsuki's like, all of them except for Earth Release. And Kakashi understands and says, okay, I can teach you this one jutsu that only people with the Sharingan can use. And Tsuki was intrigued, and she's like, how do you know it's only for Sharingan? And how do you know it then? And Kakashi then was like, alright, let's go somewhere else. And body flickers away with Tsuki to a secluded area where it was actually a rocky area where Sasuke was training his Chidori. And he takes down his mask and shows it and explains what happened, that his friend Uchiha, his best friend, was an Uchiha and died. And before he died, he gave him his eye. And this is how he has it now. And he actually perfected this this technique after getting the Sharingan. He knew it before, but the power was too great and too wild, and he couldn't control it. But now with the Sharingan, which gave him a greater chakra control, and was able to control it. Anyway, Tsuki actually spends the rest of the month training with Kakashi and doing missions, and in the end, Sasuke actually gets pissed off at the Hokage, saying, "Hey, Lord Third, I've had enough of D rank missions. We're more than capable enough of, more than capable of doing a higher ranked mission, maybe a B or an A." And the Hokage is like, "Maybe not a B, since you are two Uchihas and you do have Kakashi as your team leader. I can give you a C rank mission, but it won't go any higher than that." And Sasuke's like, "Sure, why not? I'll take it. After all, it doesn't matter to me, as long as it's better than fucking catching cats." And sorry guys, I have to move there. And Tsuki was like, "Yeah, maybe because you're not good at catching cats." And Sasuke's like, "What'd you say, Tsuki?" And Tsuki's like, "Oh no, nothing." Anyway, then Tazuna walks in. He doesn't really make a comment about anyone except for Sakura, saying, "Someone with that big forehead is gonna protect me. You could use that as a shield." And he was he was actually kind of happy that he got this team, because there's two Uchihas in it, and from what he knows, Uchihas are pretty overpowered, which they are. They're way too overpowered compared to other ninjas. Uchihas are, bro, they are madnesses anyway. And Tsuki goes home, and she actually has a picture of Naruto, because yes, she did take a picture with Naruto, and yeah, so Tsuki has a picture of Naruto, and she always prays to it. She's that, "Naruto, I hope you're doing well and everything, and tomorrow I will have my first ever B rank mission, and I hope for all good. Anyways, bye." And Tsuki goes off and trains. Actually readies up for her mission tomorrow, and she goes sleep. She doesn't actually train on this day because tomorrow is an important mission. And yeah, so the next day Tsuki wakes up, and they go to she heads to the front gate, and she's the first one there. Then it's Sakura. Well, then it's Sasuke, and Sakura's following Sasuke, and then it's Tazuna and Kakashi arrives at the same time. And so they actually now head out. Wait 1 second. They actually now head out, and a few minutes later, Tsuki and Sasuke and Kakashi notice a puddle. No one else really notices it. The other two, Sakura and Tazuna. Tazuna's to be expected. He's not a ninja, but Sakura should have anyway. Tsuki knows that because she's been training with Kakashi for for most of the month, and in a few minutes later, a few seconds later, the demon brothers actually appear, and they attack Kakashi. Before they could even get Kakashi, Tsuki actually comes in front of them, and she actually does a shadow clone, and she stomps on both of them. Jesus! Annihilates the shiza out of them. Anyway, and ties them up straight away, and says, "You tell me who you're after, or I'll kill you on the spot." And they're like, "We're after Tazuna," and she's like, "Who ordered you to?" And they explain everything, and in the end, Tsuki's like, "You're lucky I'm not in a bad mood." And she's like, anyway. So Kakashi Sensei, what are we gonna do? Kakashi actually thinks about it, and it's like, "We're gonna go back to the village, that's for sure." And then Tsuki's like, "Why? I mean, even I just took out 2 Chunin level ninjas. I'm sure Sasuke and Sakura can." Even though she doesn't mean about Sakura, maybe Sasuke can. She's not sure yet, but she believes he can. But of course, Sakura, she knows Sakura is useless. Anyway, Kakashi says, "Alright, but if anyone over tuning level appears, you guys do not engage them. I will engage them myself, and I'll fight them." And Tsuki's like, "Alright, Kakashi Sensei," and then they keep going until they actually, they get surrounded by a thick fog. And while this was happening, Naruto and Itachi were actually called in to do a job for someone who lived in the land of waves, since Gato actually got Naruto and Itachi, the Akatsuki. He hired the Akatsuki to finish off Zabuza, and while that was happening, the fight against Zabuza actually began. And Tsuki actually wanted to fight, but of course Kakashi says, Tsuki, what did I say? And Tsuki's like, alright, and stays back. And a few minutes later of fighting, there was a slip up in Kakashi's move, and he actually slipped and was put in a water prison. And while that was happening, Naruto and Itachi were heading towards them, and he actually saw Zabuza, and Naruto's like, interesting. And then he notices two people, one person in particular, and he notices Tsuki, and Itachi's like, alright, no, we cannot do this. And Naruto actually wanted to say hello to Tsuki, but he knows that he can't, and he kind of sheds a tear, and he tells Itachi that they shouldn't do this mission. They should decline it. They should go back and say that they can't. And they actually went back and they said they cannot do it. And Gato asked why, and Itachi's like, no question asked, or I'll kill you. And Naruto's like, exactly. Holding a kunai already behind him to his neck. And Gato's like, alright. I'll take care of it. Okay, you guys can go. So the fight, Tsuki actually decided that she is not going to take any of this. Then what she actually done, she actually blitzed Zabuza, and she actually had the Chidori ready already, and she had her Sharingan activated, free Tomoe Sharingan, and she was about to strike Zabuza until Zabuza let go of the water prison, and then Sasuke actually appeared and started attacking him with his taijutsu skills. His taijutsu was actually pretty good, and he actually got a few hits on Zabuza, and then Tsuki actually tried to impale Zabuza with the Hachidori, but in the end Zabuza was able to actually dodge it, and he only got a cut on his cheek. And then Kakashi joined in and said, alright, I'll take him on from now. Thank you, Tsuki. Thank you, Sasuke. You guys did well. Now let me take care of it. And Sasuke's all the times. You nearly died there, Kakashi. And Tsuki's like, Sasuke is our sensei. And anyone can slip up, especially since since the ground is slippery. And Sasuke's like, we didn't do. And then Tsuki's like, Sasuke, go back. And they both go back, and Sasuke's like, God damn Tsuki. She's always so bossy. And Tsuki only did it for her brother's own good, because she still cares about Sasuke. She still loves Sasuke just as much as she did when they were younger. Remember, Tsuki is the older sister, so she always has to look after Sasuke, even though they're not too far apart from being the same age anyway. In the end, Haku actually has to come in and save Zabuza, and Zabuza gets taken away, and Kakashi was actually exhausted from using the Sharingan, and Tarzan actually helped Kakashi, and they all went to Tarzan's place, and Kakashi actually explained that Zabuza is still alive, and Tsuki's had a suspicion that Anbi looked kind of weird, and Tsuki was actually offered to become an Anbi member, a root member, but she declined, saying that my brother became a root member, but then look at him, I'm good, I don't want to become like him. And she only said it because she knew that the root had something hiding inside them, and she's like, no, I'm good, I'm not risking anything, I have a goal, I have a dream. And she goes off and goes on and trains on her own. And this is where I'm going to end off. I know it's not an hour what if, but I guess it is 10 p.m. I'm recording it the day before. I could have went on because I do have a script on my phone, and I could keep going, but I believe I should end it here, and I will continue it the day after, or maybe today as well. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. Please subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Follow Shokiro, the artist that my friend, the artist who made my profile picture, on Twitter. I mean, on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Stay safe. This was the King of Weebs, and peace.